Alright everyone, I'm going to show you how to make a real simple, elegant, looping animated space theme overlay or wallpaper, stream overlay, whatever. You can use it for several different things, and it's really simple. It's only going to take us maybe 4 or 5 minutes here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a black background with some guides, and you're going to make a sphere. You're going to want to make this, I say 900 by 900, but you can use any types of sizes here you want, but it does have to be a perfect sphere. And then you're going to come down here to render, under filters, render, and you're going to go to sphere designer. Now we're going to delete this and we're going to reset it. And here is our sphere. So first we're going to adjust the texture. We want regular texture, and usually I like to do spots. It doesn't look like a planet yet, but it will. Adjust the scale a little bit, adjust the turbulence so it's not perfect. You can adjust the amount if you need to, but that's just going to make it transparent. That's the exposure. And then I like to adjust the rotation so that it's not so, symmetrical. The light, this is going to be your light coming from the sun side. Let's make this kind of greenish. You'll see why in a minute. This is going to be your light coming from the bottom side. Let's make this a bit purple. Again, you'll see why in a minute. We could probably make it a bit darker. That'll work. And then on our texture, we're going to adjust the color. Let's make like a desert planet with kind of orangey highs and yellow-orange, deserty looking lows. Maybe a little yellower there. And let's adjust the scale up a bit. That's way too much. Let's say something like that. We'll add a bit more turbulence. Okay, now we're going to duplicate this layer. We're going to change it to a bump map, and we're going to adjust this to white and this back to black. And then we can change it to spots if we want, and this will give it kind of some texture. All right, so here's our sphere, right? We want to render that on a blank layer, so we're going to re-render that. Boom. And now on another layer, we're going to go to filter, decor, fog, and we're going to create clouds with a turbulence of 1.5. Then all we're going to do is use the selection tool to select outside of the planet and clear that from there. Now we have these clouds for overtop. Next up is space. This is just a black background. We're going to go to filter, noise, and hurl. Then we're going to turn the randomization way down. Way down. Probably, this is probably still too much. Let's do 0.15. There we go. All right, now this is directly on our background. This will be our stars, right? Up here we have space noise. We're going to come up here. Filter, again, render, noise, plasma. Now here we can adjust the turbulence if we want it a bit more robust, but I like leaving it just the way it is. And then we're going to set the mode of this layer to grain merge. And then while we're at it, we're going to flip it so that we have green over here and purple over here. And you'll see that lines up a bit more with the shading on our planet, right? The green and the purple. You can adjust this. You can adjust these colors a little bit, but that's what we're starting with here. All right, now all you're going to want to do is you're going to want to export this as a space layer, and then you're going to want to export your planet and the clouds separately. Make sure the clouds are transparent. I'm going to set up another planet, and I'll be back with you in DaVinci Resolve. So here we are in DaVinci Resolve, and we've got all our different layers laid out here. Currently, there's nothing actually happening. First, we need to make some positioning adjustments. So we're going to adjust this planet down to, let's say, here. You can put them wherever you want, but I think this is a good spot for this one. And then we also want to adjust the clouds to the same position. There might be an easier way to do this, but I'm not a professional with DaVinci Resolve. Just a hobbyist. And then we'll move this little planet too. Let's move it up to here. We will also adjust the clouds for it. All right. And with that, it's time to start adding on effects. The first effect we're adding is fast noise, and we're adding it to everything. Fast noise is going to give us a lot of diversity in these different effects here. First, on the regular space one, we're going to set it to mist. Now, if you watch, it shimmers in a really nice way. Looks really cool in my opinion. Then, we're going to come here to the first planet, and we're also going to set it to mist. You don't have to do this. Instead, you can just do it with the clouds if you want. Or, for more of like a watery planet, you could do some different stuff as well. Next up, we'll copy this space noise from down here with all the same settings up to here, and set the layer to a soft light, opacity 40, composite mode. That'll put a little bit in front of the planets too. Next up, we add light rays to the bottom layer. It's up to you if you want to go any further with it. For example, source regions also looks cool with some random shimmering about. Really neat effect. I think that's what we'll use for this example here. And then lastly, we'll do a zoom blur on both planets. We'll adjust the zoom blur effect to 0.27. I think that's a good amount. Last but not least, we're going to find and cut the halfway point. Then we're going to copy this entire side. Add a cross dissolve. And extend it the full length of the clip. This ensures that the clip will loop seamlessly. And we're done. Time to render. And here's our render. If you look, you can see the fog moving. It looks really cool. Pretty good given we're using 2 free programs and maybe 4, 5, 10 minutes of effort. Pretty simple. If you liked this video or it helped you out, consider dropping a like or subscribing. I normally do Let's Plays or game reviews, but I try to do tutorials like this to help out other content creators. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.